Richard, the first time we ever talked was about 5 years ago, right here. And Terminal 2 was launching, Virgin America was rapidly expanding. Is it meeting your goals? What did you imagine this would be like this far into the venture of Virgin America?
We couldn't be happier. I mean, Condé Nast, I think yesterday, just voted the airline best airline eight years in a row, and that's what really matters with an airline. We're now nearly flying to 25 routes. Got both Honolulu and Maui over, today and tomorrow, and yeah, he's doing all right.
Yes.
and as importantly, he's got 4,000 wonderful people who work for Virgin America who, yeah, do it with a smile, enjoy what they're doing, are proud of the company, and when you're on a Virgin plane, you can feel it.
Yeah, well, to that with a smile thing, we went on a flight 5 years ago, and I watched you. I told you this story once, but I saw one of the people who works for you walking by, and you sort of subtly went to him and asked him to raise the corners of his smile a little bit. How important is that to the customer service experience, David? Because there is a different kind of customer experience I think that Virgin America has in other airlines.
Yeah, well, it's very important, and I think people underestimate the impact of nonverbal communication, and smile, of course, is the most powerful nonverbal communication there is. So we talk about it a lot. We talk about the fact that we want a nice, positive vibe on the airplane. We make sure we choose the right people that are optimistic people that, kind of have that nice vibe to them, and then we give them all the necessary training.
I think if the company also gives them the tools to do the job right, that's half the battle, because if somebody's working for a big airline, no names mentioned, and the seats are broken and the entertainment system is terrible and the food is dreadful, and then the passengers are going to start complaining, and it's very difficult to smile in those circumstances. So I think that the difference with Virgin America is the team have just got everything right. The lighting, the Wi-Fi, the seats, just the quality, all the little details are right. So the crew don't get people complaining at them all the time. In fact, quite the reverse. They just say it's great to be on the plane.
David, are you able to get a premium for that experience? I mean, because one could argue the airline industry is as price sensitive as any, because price comparison is as easy in that business as in any consumer item there is.
Yeah, I would say we do get a premium. When you look at the numbers, we're slightly above industry average in terms of average fare. We're about 20% above the other low-cost carriers. The one thing I will say, price is important, but it's not the only component. I think that in the past, when people shopped on price only, it's because all airlines were the same. Now I think airlines are differentiating themselves a little bit, and you can actually go out and get a small price premium, and really small is all it takes to make the difference between profitable and very profitable in this industry.
What is it your competitors, you've been in the airline industry for a long time, I mean, what is it the competitors don't get about that? I mean, they would all say the same thing. They would all talk about customer experience. They would all say we want to make it easy, we want to provide the best food and experience, but they don't deliver.
Yeah, look, I don't diminish the complexity of the companies these guys are trying to run. The big airlines, they run on 5 or 6 continents. They've got 1,000 airplanes. Basically, their job is to move metal around, move airplanes around, hope passengers and bags are on it, and then do what you can from there, because they're big, complex systems. So we've got a little bit of an advantage because we do run a simpler system. We also started with a blank sheet of paper. We've got new kind of energized employees. They've got big challenges, In
other words, they've got employees who've been on the job for a long time. They're disgruntled because the job isn't what it used to be?
Or I would say that they've got a lot of whip marks on their back. The industry's been through some tough times over the past 15 years. I was in the middle of that, and I think sometimes those wounds take a little time to heal.
When you looked at the airline industry, the U.S. airline industry, did you sort of see that as an advantage?
Yes. I mean, that's the only reason that we came into America, was because because there was a need for a different kind of airline, and that's where Virgin does best. It goes into, we went into Australia when Qantas was very flabby and not offering great service, and we built up 35% market share in Australia. And when Virgin Atlantic started out of London 30 years ago, there was Pan Am, there was TWA, there was Air Florida, there was British Caledonian, People Express and so on, all of whom have disappeared. But by coming in with a a really fresh approach, Virgin Atlantic's survived and done well. And here in America, exactly the same sort of conditions. In fact, pretty well every single carrier that we've been competing with in America have also gone bust. Have any of the big carriers not gone bust?
Southwest.
Apart from Southwest.